When you feel like you're reliving the same life, you search for reasons outside yourself, in circumstances, in people, in timing. But the truth is, the cycle isn't out there, it's within. And to break it, you must first confront yourself, because nothing in the universe can last if it clashes with your inner state. If reality keeps repeating, it's proof you're still vibrating at the same frequency. A stagnant life is the natural outcome of an unchanging identity. People ask, why isn't anything changing? But the real question is, who am I still being? Because the universe responds not to your desires, but to who you are. While you're busy craving a new life, your energy may still be feeding your old self. And that's why effort alone isn't enough. Visualizing, wanting, hoping, none of it is enough. The cycle only breaks when you change, deeply, at the energetic level. What we'll explore in this video isn't a technique or a strategy. It's the process of cutting ties with the old self still alive inside you. If you wake up each day with the same emotions, drown in the same thoughts, and get the same results, it's not coincidence, it's frequency repetition. At the quantum level, your current identity keeps observing the same reality, recreating it. But here's where real transformation starts. When you shift the observation, reality shifts too. And this observation isn't just about seeing, it's about redefining who you are. That's the quantum shift. It's not about escaping time, leaping ahead, or spawning alternate realities. It's about becoming who you're not yet. Until you step out of your old energy, a new life won't find you. If you've noticed this cycle, if everything should change but doesn't, you're not alone. This video will turn that awareness into a gateway, not just to free you from your old life, but to align you with the version of you beyond it. Because when you change, everything changes, and this time, it's permanent. If you're ready, let's break that cycle now. Before we begin, do 3 things: like the video, subscribe, and drop 777 in the comments. Share it with someone who needs it and support their awakening. Now let's go deeper. Some mornings, you open your eyes and everything feels familiar, but something inside you screams. Another day, the same thoughts, the same habits, the same hollowness. You want change, but an invisible wall holds you back. No matter how hard you try, something drags you under. That's the sound of the cycle, and most mistake it for life itself. This cycle isn't random. It's the replay of an identity stored in your subconscious. And here's the twist. That identity tries to protect you, because to your subconscious, familiarity equals safety, even if it's pain. So no matter how badly you want a new life, if the old you still drives, your path won't deviate. You call it fate, but it's just energy on loop. At the quantum level, everything is vibration. You're a vibrational being, and your vibration is your identity. How you define yourself is how the world defines you. A mind that whispers, "I'm not enough," attracts experiences to match. An energy that claims, "I always struggle," builds worlds of struggle. You don't just experience life, you create it. And creation begins with frequency. Here's the catch. Most expect change as an outcome. External shifts like love, success, or wealth. But the universe doesn't work from the outside in. Everything radiates from within. Without inner change, your life stays the same. Without a new identity, your frequency doesn't shift. That's why your life repeats. Because you, its carrier, haven't moved. But this cycle is invisible. It is so skillfully crafted that you assume it's normal, and what's normal goes unquestioned. The familiar is your prison. Yet that prison isn't real. It's an energy pattern, a thought matrix, a reflection of your identity. What I'll show you in this video is precisely this. What shapes your reality isn't what you see, it's what you vibrate. Quantum physics has shown us this truth repeatedly. The observer shapes reality. But who is the observer? Is it you? No. The observer is the identity you believe you are, that vibration. So when you look at the world, you're actually recalling who you are and perceiving the world accordingly. That's why change isn't just external effort, but an internal identity shift. Without this separation, neither manifestation, nor affirmation, nor meditation works. Maybe you've wondered why some things don't click. You've asked, I'm working so hard, I want it so badly, I intend it so fiercely. Why isn't it happening? The answer is here. You're still locked in the old vibration, stuck in the it hasn't happened yet feeling, and the universe responds to that feeling. It hears not what you want, but who you're vibrating as. This is where the quantum shift comes in. It's not just about positivity, it's about energetically releasing the old identity. It's about noticing every thought, emotion, and habit that feels familiar and realizing they're no longer you. This isn't easy because the mind clings to familiarity, but as long as you repeat the familiar, you'll keep living it. So, where does this cycle begin? Often with the tiny choices you make unconsciously. With your first morning thought, the reflex to grab your phone, the inner voice that whispers as you drink the same coffee the same way. These small things reaffirm your identity daily, and that identity pulls you back into the same life. That's why some things seem different outwardly but stay the same inside. Because if you don't change, the world you've built won't either. But deep down, something nudges you. You say, enough. This isn't me anymore. That voice is your new identity calling. It's your signal to release the old energy. And until you answer that call, the restlessness won't fade. Because you're ready for a new timeline, yet you're hauling old energy. The new reality won't unfold at the old frequency. Here's a truth. Your life repeats not because you're lazy or bad at manifesting. It's because you're still vibrating as the same version of yourself, and that version codes your reality. Breaking the cycle starts not with action, but with frequency. New frequency, new reality. So how do you shift it? First, know this. You're not repeating your life, you're repeating your identity. And when your identity shifts, everything does. I'll introduce you to the quantum gateway that exits that cycle. Letting go of an identity isn't abandoning an idea, it's leaving a vibrational field. Sometimes this doesn't feel like physical change. It feels like uncertainty, blurriness, emptiness. If your mind has run at the same frequency for years, even silence feels threatening. When you say, "This isn't me anymore," the question "what now?" can scare you. But remember, breaking the cycle brings uncertainty first, and uncertainty is the door to change. Many repeat their lives because they flee uncertainty. They'd rather suffer with the familiar than be free in the unknown. The subconscious craves safety. It has no urge to grow, but your soul does. That call to break the cycle comes not just from your mind, but your soul. The soul seeks expansion, always flowing toward the next dimension. But if your mind clings to the old self, it traps you in the old cycle. This clash creates an inner battle. One part moves forward, the other sabotages it. You try something new, but quit halfway. You start, but can't finish. Because the old you still lingers in your energy, steering your micro-choices, emotions, and actions. Nothing truly shifts until the frequency does. Now, ask yourself, do I really want a new life? If yes, you must also ask, but am I still attached to my old identity? This question is uncomfortable, but the right ones always are. They force you to confront yourself. But within that confrontation lies freedom. A true quantum shift comes not just from desire, but from an inner reckoning. So how does this reckoning begin? Observe. Observe yourself in silence. What thought arises automatically? What emotion keeps returning throughout the day? What pattern are you trapped in? Because energy always comes first. Thought is an effect. Behavior is an effect. But vibration is the source. And when you start observing this vibration, you also begin to disrupt the cycle. Let's go deeper. Say you're constantly facing disappointment. Why? Because maybe there's a belief embedded in your energy that you won't find what you expect. And this belief, like a vibrational fingerprint, draws experiences that replay endlessly. But here's the key. You can't dissolve these beliefs by discussing them. You must shift them at the frequency level, because the universe doesn't interpret your beliefs. It responds to what you're attuned to. So now, we must redefine change. Change isn't about achieving a goal. It's about leaving one vibration and entering another. And what starts this is alignment. That is, severing ties with the old self and resonating with a new version of you. Because when you align with an identity, the reality tied to it becomes visible. And this visibility feels miraculous. But it's just a frequency shift. This is where the quantum shift starts. You don't have to fight to build a new life. You must embody a new frequency. And to hold that frequency, you first release the energy of your old self. This isn't a mental release. It's an energetic one. And with this release, the cycle breaks. The same life no longer repeats. Because the you carrying that life has changed. Most people try to change circumstances, not their frequency. But circumstances are the result of frequency. That's why external effort is fleeting without inner transformation. Real change is about who you are, how you see yourself. And that self-definition is energy. This energy sends a signal to the quantum field. And when the field recognizes who you are, it shapes reality accordingly. Now we arrive at a clear truth. The reason your life repeats isn't fate, it's energetic consistency. If you hold the same energy, you'll create the same reality. And now, it's time to trigger real change by disrupting that energy. This change isn't external. It's internal, starting quietly with a deep decision. Don't close the video. We're about to reach the most crucial part. How will you activate the power within to break this energy? How will you align with your new identity? If you're ready, you're stepping into a threshold where you'll meet your new self. It's time to drop the looping question. Why can't I change? Now we reframe it. How do I align? Because change isn't a battle. It's a matter of alignment. Your reality mirrors your energy. So everything starts not by forcing external shifts, but by releasing inner blocks. Ask yourself, what energy am I aligning with now? To answer, you must first recognize your energy body. Whether you realize it or not, there's an invisible network linking your emotions, thoughts, and actions. Call this your energy signature. It sets the vibration you wake up with each morning. And this vibration steers the reality you experience daily. If you wake as the old self, your entire day follows that frequency. This is where the cycle begins. Your first morning thought sets the day's template. That's why change starts then, with the first thought, feeling, and action. But to make this effortless, you must reprogram your energy body. The energy body is the collective memory of your mind, emotions, and body. And this memory is cluttered with residue from the old self-anxiety, guilt, worthlessness, abandonment. Each is a vibration, and each keeps you trapped in a repeating cycle. So your task isn't to suppress these energies, but to recognize and transform them. Now I'm offering you a clear turning point. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel yourself stepping outside the cycle you're in, into a calmer, safer space. Picture that version of yourself, the one who no longer worries, who is at peace, clear, and strong. That person exists within you right now. It's not an illusion, it's a frequency, and you can tune into it immediately. This isn't a game or some abstract theory. Quantum physicists proved long ago that even a particle shifts when observed. But no one told you observation isn't just about seeing, it's how you see. If you view life through the same lens daily, the universe will mirror that identity back. That's why you must reprogram your energy with a new perspective. So how? First, neutralize emotional memory. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. Instead, feel them, but without claiming them as your identity. Don't say, "I am anxious." Say, "Anxiety is passing through me." Don't say, "I am a failure." Say, "This thought crossed my mind." You aren't your thoughts or feelings. You're the awareness behind them, and that awareness unlocks change. Second, move your body. Energy isn't just stored in the mind, it's in the body too. Create a daily ritual. Meditation, breathwork, gentle movement, or simply asking, "Who do I choose to be today?" can rewire your energy. These small acts shift your timeline. A new life demands a new you, and that version needs the body's support. Third, train your focus. Attention is a quantum laser. What you focus on expands. What you observe gains power. So direct attention not to fear, but to signs of transformation. Ask daily, "What did I focus on today?" This guards against old patterns. Attention carries energy. And energy molds reality. Fourth most crucial, decide. Just decide. A decision is an energy shift, a code rupture. When the old self resists but you refuse, the system cracks. That crack ends the cycle. Results may not be instant, but the energy field fractures. New reality seeps in. Because once you decide, the vibration shifts. 4 steps: awareness, movement, focus, decision. These are your anchors to break repetition. These aren't tricks, they're frequency tools. Not strategies, but a new way of being. And the universe must respond. The quantum field senses your vibration and adapts. Understand this. Your past is just a looped frequency. What holds it isn't your story, it's your energy. And that energy can shift instantly, without drama, through awareness and choice. Even now, as you watch, your field may change. True knowledge touches not just the mind, but energy. That's why you're here. You're done repeating, because something new stirs within. That call comes from your core. Heed it, and the cycle breaks. Next, learn to sustain this frequency. Change isn't done until it lasts. In a new frequency, everything feels different, yet old echoes may tug at you. This isn't random, it's your energy resetting. When a new version of you emerges, the old energy tries to reactivate itself, because traces of it remain in your nervous system, body, environment, and mind. That's why most people start changing but can't sustain it, because they haven't learned to hold the frequency. Every shift in the quantum field also creates a collapse. When you step into a new timeline, the old one falls away, but your mind still operates from that old reality. This often makes you wonder, am I really changing? When you ask this, you refocus your energy on the old frequency. And this pull can drag you back into the old version of yourself without you even realizing it. What matters here is energy inertia. Every habit, emotion, and thought leaves a mark in your energy field. Even if you shift into a new self, these traces can resurface. Old friends, familiar places, or triggering conversations can pull you back into the same emotions. When this happens, don't say, "I failed." This isn't just a test, it's an energy echo. And when you observe it without attaching to it, the system recalibrates. In this moment, the most powerful thing you can do is stay neutral. Yes, when the old feeling returns, don't resist it, don't overthink it, don't amplify it, just notice it. Because what truly transforms energy isn't opposition, but awareness. The moment you observe it, the energy dissolves. That old emotion whispers, "I'm still here." But you reply, "You're no longer me." This inner dialogue is a transition ritual, and this ritual grounds you. In this process, you'll have to release things, not just old thoughts, certain people, environments, even habits, because everything is energy, and your new frequency no longer resonates with all of it. Drifting apart isn't a loss, it's alignment. What no longer serves your reality begins to fade away. And this separation is a sign. The new you is awakening. Your body will sense this shift too. Foods you can't tolerate like before, conversations that drain you, places that feel off. These are all energy mismatches. As your frequency shifts, your body seeks a new equilibrium. That's why resting, staying quiet, and noticing signals during this transition is vital, because the body is the first tool that materializes energy. The mind faces the biggest test here, especially when you keep asking, "Is anything changing?" Know that your mind craves certainty. The mind wants proof, but in the quantum field, results take form in the frequency you feel, not the evidence you see. The more you chase validation, the more doubt unsettles you, and doubt drags your frequency back to the past. That's why trust is an action here. Trusting the unknown is the first mark of a new life. This reveals a quantum secret. Everything aligns when you're unwavering. When your frequency is steady, the universe rearranges itself. But this shift into order may not happen overnight. Here, patience blends with faith. Patience isn't waiting, it's staying aligned. Faith is sensing the invisible with your energy. When these two merge, your new reality unfolds without collapsing. Now understand, identity shifts. Sometimes you hold a new frequency, but old inner voices return. Am I really changing? Am I enough? Maybe this isn't for me. These aren't yours. They're echoes from the old timeline. Don't engage them. Just observe them as passing visitors, because you're now tuned to a different time. Every echo is just a replay. The greatest support in your transition will be rituals, a daily meditation, water drank with purpose, a few lines of intention. These signal to your nervous system, mind, and energy field. This is who I am now. The new identity strengthens through repetition. Each act makes the new self clearer. Soon, you'll shift so deeply you won't recall the old you. Now it's no longer about aligning, it's about creating. This isn't about attracting things, but building from your being. Real change isn't external, it's the reality you radiate. Now you must learn to stay in the new you without slipping back, because the universe is listening. More importantly, it's reading you. Your frequency no longer carries the old story. How you hold this energy now shapes everything. Creation begins with 3 steps: decision, repetition, and energy sealing. 1. Decision. Each morning, before the world pulls you in, decide, whose energy will I live in today? Which version of myself will I embody? Answer clearly and notice every thought, feeling, or action that doesn't match. Because when you choose your identity, you choose your timeline. 2. Repetition. The new self isn't instant. It solidifies through repetition. Daily morning and night repeat habits of this new frequency. A short intention, a breathing pattern, an inner dialogue during a walk. These are energy codes, sealed through consistency. 3. Energy sealing. Everything in your life must now resonate with your new frequency. The people, content, music, words you engage with. You're now new software, and every external input either supports or disrupts you. So choose your environment consciously. Energetic protection is the root of spiritual growth. You've broken the cycle of repetition, but your true power starts here. The power of creation. You no longer wait for outer change. You change conditions by shifting your inner frequency. This is the quantum shift. This is where vibrational existence serves you. When you change, everything around you shifts. People may seem the same, but you'll see them differently, because you're no longer the same person. This new you lives not in the past, but in your potential. You remember, you're not a loop, you're a possibility. Not a repetition, a leap. And this leap has already sent ripples through reality, simply because you began. Now write this down and repeat it. I am stepping into my new energy, and I won't turn back. With this declaration, the quantum shift is complete. See you in the next timeline.